You know, in Pakistan, some places aren't just schools, they are institutions that literally shape the country. And today on The Explainer, we're diving deep into one of the biggest, the Institute of Business Administration in Karachi, better known as IBA.
Now, every great institution has a motto, a mission statement, and IBI's is both simple and incredibly powerful. Leadership and ideas for tomorrow. But is that just a catchy phrase on a website, or is it something they actually live by? That's what we're going to find out.
I mean, calling yourself the premier institute for leaders, that's a huge claim, right? So what's really behind the hype? What actually makes IBA, well, IBA? Let's break down the facts behind that formidable reputation.
All right, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at how IBA became this leadership engine for the country. Then, we're going inside the academic core, the real powerhouse. After that, we'll check out the IBA experience, because it's not all just books. Then, and this is a big one, we'll trace the massive influence of its alumni. And finally, we'll see how it continues to shape the ideas of tomorrow.
Okay, so let's kick things off with that whole idea of a leadership engine. You see, IBA didn't just appear overnight as this national icon. Its story actually starts somewhere much more focused.
So, picture this. It's 1955. IBA gets its start as a public university. But its real story, the interesting part, is its transformation. It began as a highly specialized business school, but then it made a conscious decision to become something bigger. It aimed to be an institution that develops leaders for every single corner of the country.
So, how exactly do you build those leaders? Well, for that, we need to go inside its academic core. If IBA is the engine, then this is the engine room. This is where the magic and the reputation really happens.
And right away, this list just completely shatters that old image of IBA being only a business school. I mean, don't get me wrong, business administration is still a cornerstone, but look at this lineup. Computer science, data sciences, social sciences, even journalism. It's clear they get it. To build leaders for tomorrow, you have to teach the skills of tomorrow. This isn't just a course list, it's a statement.
And get this number, 70%. Just let that sink in. That means the huge majority of the professors aren't just teachers. They are legit top experts in their fields. That kind of commitment to academic rigor is a core part of the IBA promise.
Here's another fun fact for you. IBA holds a pretty unique distinction. It was the very first university in all of Pakistan to become a CFA Institute University partner. Now, for anyone in the world of finance, you know that is a massive, globally recognized seal of quality. It basically puts their program on the same level as the world's best.
But look, a university's identity isn't just about what happens in the classroom. So let's talk about the IBA experience, what it actually feels like to be on campus, beyond the lectures and exams. This number really says a lot. 41%. Nearly half of the entire student body received financial aid last year. That tells you something crucial. IBA isn't some exclusive, walled-off club. It's an institution that's working hard to make sure that talent, not just money, is what gets you in the door.
Okay, so you've got amazing academics and a great campus vibe. That's vital. But the ultimate test of any institution is the impact its graduates have on the world, right? So what happens after graduation? Because this is where the IBA story really takes off. And that brings us to IBA's incredible legacy of influence. We're not talking about a small splash either. We're talking about a massive ripple effect that's been created by more than 20,000 graduates out there in the world.
Over 20,000. That's not just a network, that's practically an army of graduates. And they aren't just working, they are leading. They're sitting at the very top of major national and multinational companies, creating a web of influence that literally spans the globe.
And when I say influence, I mean it starts at the absolute highest level. I'm talking about an alumni roster that includes people who have led the entire country as president and as prime minister. You see that same level of profound impact in the business world too. IBA graduates are running huge corporations as CEOs, and they're also the entrepreneurs, the founders, behind some of the most iconic brands in the nation. And that influence goes way beyond boardrooms and government offices. It actually shapes the culture itself. You've got alumni who are creators, famous media personalities, and artists who are literally defining the national conversation. So let's put some real-world examples to this. In government, a former president and a former prime minister. In business, the founder of Shan Foods, a name that's in just about every household. And in media, the creator of the huge online community Soul Sisters Pakistan. That is just a staggering range of influence coming from one single university. All of this brings us to our final and most important point, shaping tomorrow's ideas. How does everything we've just talked about loop back to that original mission? How are they fulfilling the promise? Well, when you combine those tough academics, that commitment to making education accessible, and that unbelievably powerful alumni network, a very clear picture emerges. IBA isn't just a university, it's an incubator, actively forging the ideas and the leaders that will define tomorrow. And that brings us full circle, right back to leadership and ideas for tomorrow. We've seen exactly how IBA delivers on that promise. So the final question I want to leave you with isn't just about what IBA's next big idea is going to be. It's about what will yours be.